Okay, students, I am D. Mysuru Babu, APRJC Nemakul. So, today I am discussing electrochemistry lesson 3. So, based on the allowing flow of charge, the substances are divided into two types. They are electric conductors and insulators. What are electric conductors? The substances which allow the flow of current are called electric conductors. These electric conductors are again of two types. The flow of charge is called current. That flow of charge may be due to electrons or may be due to ions. So based on that, these conductors are again divided into two types. They are electronic conductors and electrolytic conductors. Okay, so we will observe the difference between electronic conductors and electrolytic conductors. First of all, you take examples. From those, you can easily understand these points. Copper, aluminum, zinc, iron, etc. are called electronic conductors. And aqueous solutions of NaCl, HCl, NaOH, copper sulfate, zinc sulfate, etc. are electrolytic conductors. Right? So, if we take copper, aluminum, zinc, etc., in these free electrons are present. So, conductivity is due to flow of electrons. In aqueous state or in aqueous solutions or in molten state, free ions are formed. So, conductivity is due to the flow of ions. Similarly, here conductor does not undergo any chemical change. During the flow of electrons in copper wire, okay, there will be no chemical change. That means copper may not convert into another substance, okay, or it cannot be cannot undergo ionization, etc. If we take electrolytic conductors, conductor undergoes a chemical change. We know that if current is passed through the aqueous solutions, oxidation takes place at anode and reduction takes place at a cathode. So, conductors undergo chemical change. Right. Mass transfer does not take place. So, in electronic conductors, mass cannot accumulate from one place to another place. But if we pass current in copper sulfate solution using copper electrodes, that is as anode and a cathode, then after some time we observe that the mass of anode, copper anode decreases and the mass of copper cathode increases. Okay. So, if we carefully observe, the loss in the mass of anode is equal to the gain in the mass of cathode. Okay. That means transfer of mass takes place from anode to cathode. Right. And increase in temperature decreases the conductivity. If we heat the copper wire, then the conductivity decreases. This is due to the zigzag movement of electrons. When they have zigzag movement, they cannot easily flow through the cross section. So, the number of electrons that pass through a cross section in unit time decreases. That means the conductivity decreases. But in case of electrolytic conductors, increase in temperature increases the conductivity. That is, and temperature is increased, number of ions, more number of ions are formed. As the more number of ions are formed, more charge moves from one place to another place. That means conductivity increases. Okay. So, these are the differences between electronic conductors and electrolytic conductors. If we take mercury, which type of conductor is mercury? That means whether it is an electronic conductor or electrolytic conductor. Okay. Generally, you feel that mercury is in liquid state, so it may be an electrolytic conductor. But it is not an electrolytic conductor, it is an electronic conductor because it is a liquid metal. When we say it is metal, free electrons are present but not free ions. So, it is an electronic conductor but not an electrolytic conductor. Similarly, graphite is also an electronic conductor because in graphite also free electrons are present. Okay, we discussed in first year. Right. Then electrolytes, if we take electrolytes, these electrolytes are again divided into three types based on their ability to conduct electricity. They are strong electrolytes, okay, the flow of current is more or conductivity is more. Okay, so what are the examples for strong electrolytes? Stronger acids like HCl, stronger bases like NaOH, and salts of strong acids and strong bases. Salts of strong acids and strong bases. Okay, so these are strong electrolytes. Okay, current more current is flows through these electrolytes. Next one, weak electrolytes. So in these substances or in these electrolytes, okay, less current flows through these electrolytes. Okay, so example, weak acids, weak bases, and salts of weak acids and weak bases. Salts of weak acids and weak bases. That means salts formed by weak acids and weak bases. Okay, so these are weak electrolytes. And there are some electrolytes or some solutions in which no current flows. Okay, example, they are called as non-electrolytes. These are called as non-electrolytes. Through non-electrolytes, current does not flow. Example, if we take examples, aqueous solutions of sugar, glucose, benzene, carbon tetrachloride, etc. Okay, so sugar, glucose, etc. dissolve in water, but there should not be any ionization. As no ions are formed, no current will be present. Right? Okay. Next, there are some terms that we have to keep in mind in the electrochemistry. They are resistance, conductance, specific resistance, specific conductance, okay, molar conductivity, and equivalent conductivity. Okay, we will discuss these words or these terms one by one. Resistance. Okay, we might have gone through the definition of resistance in physics. It is denoted by the letter R. What is resistance? The tendency of a substance to oppose the flow of current is called resistance. Right? So that is resistance. Units of resistance. Units of SI units. SI units of R are ohm, or it is denoted by the letter omega. Okay, this is, and we might have gone through the factors that influence resistance in the lower classes. What are the factors that influence the resistance? That is length of the conductor, area of cross section of conductor, and then temperature. Okay, in electrolytes also, okay, we observe the same things, but here R is directly proportional to L, and R is inversely proportional to 1 by E. Okay, here in electronic conductors, L is length of the conductor and A is area cross section of the conductor. Here L is equal to distance between the two electrodes. Okay. we arrange two electrodes in the electrolyte. Okay, so that is the distance. And A is the area of cross section of electrode. Area of a cross section of a electrode. Area of cross section of a electrode. Okay. So R is proportional to L and R is proportional to 1 by A. Combining these two, we get R is proportional to L by A, or if we equate R is equal to some S into L by A, where S is the proportionality constant, okay, and S is called specific resistance or resistivity. Specific resistance or resistivity. Okay, so this is S, right? Okay, if we have to define S, specific resistance, you make it subject. So S is equal to R into A by L. S is equal to R into A by L. If A is equal to 1 and L is equal to 1, then S is equal to R. Then if at the conditions A is equal to 1, L is equal to 1, the resistance is called specific resistance of that substance. Okay, so specific resistance. The resistance of a substance. The resistance of a substance. The resistance of a substance of an electrolyte. Okay, here we call it as a electrolyte. Of an electrolyte, the resistance of an electrolyte when the electrodes are separated, when the electrodes of unit cross section, unit area of cross section, electrodes of unit area of a cross section are separated by unit distance. That means L is equal to 1. Okay, and unit area of cross section, that is A is equal to 1. In that case, the resistance is called specific resistance or resistivity. So that is the definition of a specific resistance. Okay, now we will discuss about the units of a specific resistance or resistivity. Units of yes, specific resistance. Okay, what are the units of R? It is ohm. In SI system, what are the units of A? Meter square. Okay, what are the units of L? Meter. Meter square by meter. That means it becomes a meter. And R is ohm. So, ohm meter. These are the SI units. Or ohm centimeter in CGS system. Ohm centimeter in CGS system. Okay. And here L by A is called cell constant. So cell constant, it is denoted by G star. L by A value is called cell constant. L by A is called a cell constant. What are the units of G star? Units of G star. If we take units of G star, so L is meter, A is meter square, meter by meter square, 1 by meter, or that is equal to meter inverse or centimeter inverse. In CGS system it is centimeter inverse. Okay. Next, another term we have to learn is conductance. 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 It is denoted by the letter C. What is conductance? The reciprocal of a resistance. The reciprocal of a resistance is called conductance. The reciprocal of a resistance is called a conductance. Okay. Or C is equal to 1 by R. C is equal to 1 by R. When C is equal to 1 by R, what are the SI units of C? SI units of C. If you take SI units of C, 1 by R, 1 by ohm or ohm inverse. 1 by ohm or ohm inverse. Or this is also referred as Siemens, or it is also referred as mho. Okay. So this is units of SI units of C. Right. Okay. Here R is equal to S into L by A. S into L by A. 1 by R is equal to 1 by S into 1 by L by A. Okay. This 1 by R is called conductance. 1 by R is called conductance. Say 1 by S is equal to K. Okay. It is termed as kappa. That is, it is the reciprocal of specific resistance. So K into 1 by L by A. Right. Where K is equal to 1 by S, comma, specific conductance. Specific conductance, or it is called conductivity. Specific resistance, or it is called conductivity. Right? So this is K. If we want to define K, okay, so you make it K as a subject. Then K is equal to, from this, K is equal to C into L by A. C into L by A. Or K is equal to C into L by A is a cell constant, G star. Right? So, if we want to define specific conductance or conductivity, you make L is equal to 1, A is equal to 1. So, when L is equal to 1, K is equal to 1, then C is equal to K. So, specific conductance or conductivity is defined as the conductance of an electrolyte, the conductance of an electrolyte, okay, in which the distance between the two electrodes, or in which the two electrodes of unit area of cross section, are separated by unit distance, separated by unit distance, is called the conductance. When at these conditions, the conductance is called specific conductance or conductivity. This is another term of a specific resistance, specific conductance. So I am using now this word. Okay, so this is the definition of a specific conductance. Then what are the units of specific conductance? What are the units of specific conductance? Okay, so from this specific C, what are the units of C? C is the reciprocal of resistance. That means it is ohm inverse. Okay, ohm inverse. L, meter, A, meter square, or centimeter, centimeter square. Okay, centimeter by centimeter square, 1 by centimeter, or it is centimeter inverse, or ohm inverse is called Siemens. Siemens centimeter inverse, Siemens centimeter inverse, or mho centimeter inverse. These are in CGS system. In CGS system, or if we take in SI system, it is ohm inverse meter inverse, or Siemens inverse meter, Siemens meter inverse, or mho meter inverse. So these are in SI units. These are in SI units. So these are the units of K. And this specific resistance also depends on the concentrations of the electrolytes. Usually these concentrations are generally expressed in molarity and normality. Okay, if the concentration is expressed in molarity, then that conductance is called molar conductance, and if it is expressed in normality, it is called equivalent conductance. Okay, this will be discussed in the next part. Okay, thank you.